Hi, my name is Alfred Green for You Can Talk, You Can Sell. If you'd like to change your selling style so you can be one of the best salespeople in your company or even in your industry, then join this program. It's so simple, anyone can figure it out, and everybody that's ever learned it and applied it has risen up to be top salespeople and increase that income as well. And you can get it right here. Hi, Alfred Green again here. This segment is called Selling by Not Selling. Now, what exactly does that mean? Okay, we're getting back to the conversation. It's about communication. Now, communication, as you know, is a two-way street. It is not just you talking and them listening. It's they're talking and you're listening and relating to them, giving them approval, and most importantly, giving them validation. When you validate a person, they feel like you think they matter. And when you think they matter, then that becomes a manageable point of building rapport, building trust. So what are the things that you want to keep into consideration in order to follow the principle of selling by not selling? The not selling system is based on talking. It's based on having a conversation. When you've had enough conversations, you start to realize that you can build rapport with people instantly. It's just like people you meet out of the blue, strangers, and you have entire conversations with them. Well, for the most part, when you're meeting these people for the first time, your customers, you are a stranger to them, and they most likely are to you. So you ask them the questions and get them talking. Remember, the more they talk, the more they're likely to buy from you. So what are we going to do here? What we're going to do is we're going to lead the customer down a path of them perceiving you as being something special who cares about them. You're going to offer consulting services such as call me anytime, day or night. My phone is always on, and I do return all my phone calls. So I'm not selling them when I'm telling them that. I'm only letting them know that I'm available. People do call occasionally. I will tell them, call me on the weekends if you want to, because I'm available. I pick up for my friends and family. Why not pick up for my business? So I give them my personal number and let them call me. And sometimes they do. And what a difference it makes when they know that you're available and they know that you care. Caring doesn't mean that you send them a birthday card every year or a Christmas card every year. It means that you talk to them as people, as humans, and you get into a conversation about their likes to see if they match your likes. Maybe they're going to recommend a movie to you. And they might ask you, do you like musicals, or do you like detective movies? Or do you like action films? And basically, if they're not going to say that, you can ask them, by the way, sometimes I do get tickets. What kind of movies do you like? And they'll say, well, I like some of the new movies that come out. These are the stars that they like or whatever. And it's not too difficult for companies to buy tickets to movies and events for customers as a way of saying thank you for being a customer. But one of the things that drives people crazy, especially other salespeople, is when I told the customers, I am available to you anytime you want, even if it's 3 months after you bought the service. Now think about that for the other people that you're selling to. Who are your customers? Your customers are everywhere, no matter how vertical your business is, because every company does business with another company in a likewise business. Every customer, every homeowner is buying things just like their neighbors or their friends, whether it's furniture or carpet services or roofing services or air conditioning. It doesn't matter what you're selling, but if you're the big ticket seller that has those items like mansions, then you already know who your clientele is going to be And most likely they will be looking for you because you're going to advertise. Now, advertisers know that they're going to get a certain percentage of response. If it's a real widespread ad where they sell ads that are going to reach 200,000 or 300,000 customers, they know that the odds are 1 to 1/10 of 1% of response. Not all responses are of interest to buy. Some of them are just inquiring. And that's okay, because it is possible to sell to a looky-loo. It's possible to sell your product or service to anybody as long as they can afford it and as long as they can understand what they're buying. Your job is not to explain it to them, but to talk to them, because people will often, by talking about themselves, they will reveal everything. They'll start telling you where they grew up, what the neighborhood was like, and the name of their elementary school. People love to talk. They love to talk about themselves. And if you ask them, if let's say you meet a person who's from out of state, and you ask them, so what state did you grow up in? And they tell you a state that's, let's say, 600 miles away from where you are now. A great question is, anybody that you knew from your hometown happen to be out here that you've run into? And you'll get some interesting answers there. You might be told that people will run into people that they knew when they were kids while they're traveling on an airplane. There's all kinds of things like that. But the idea is that you're not just being a run-of-the-mill. You're being that person who shows them that you care. You be a caring person. It's so easy to do. Now, how do you show it to a person that you've just met? When you've just met somebody and you want to show them that you care, ask them questions and then ask them questions about their answers. Without being nosy, don't be pushy, just make it conversational. Like, oh, so you came in from San Francisco. Really? Are you going to stay in this area? Are you going to go back? Any question at all, it doesn't matter. Just keep the conversation flowing. Now, we've already talked about this a bunch of times, but by doing this, you'll find you're not really selling, because when it comes down to talk about the product and they know why you're there, a lot of times it feels like order taking. It's so much easier, because then when you bring it up, they will gauge your sensitivity and you will gauge their interest. And then when it's time to talk about it, it's come up in a natural order of conversation. That's the perfect cadence. So, more next time. We'll see you here.